Once again, it's your boy Z the Real, and fam, I'm going to talk about the second round because I'm definitely liking the competition. There was a lot of games that were interesting last week, and I like to see new faces emerge. I like to see different teams like the Chiefs and Browns. That's a matchup that we're seeing for the very first time in NFL history since this new Browns team has been a franchise that came back. No, that's not the original Browns. The original Browns, we all know, is the Baltimore Ravens. For you young folks that didn't know, this Cleveland Browns team is an expansion team of 99-2000. Therefore, this is the second time they've ever been in the playoffs, and they're facing the Chiefs. Baker Mayfield had a great last weekend. They won their first playoff game. Things are looking up for the Browns. They're very competitive, definitely. And we getting Buffalo, and we getting Baltimore. That's a very interesting matchup. But I'm gonna start with the NFC this time, and I'm gonna go with a no-brainer. I'm taking Green Bay over the Rams, and not because of not because the Packers had a bye week. It's just because they had advantage. I told you, man, Green Bay is cold. Okay, you up in the north in the mountains. If it's snowing right now in Green Bay this weekend, and the Rams got to go in that cold, they're gonna lose. The Rams are a warm weather team. This is what y'all gotta understand. There are some teams that have a disadvantage because of certain climate. For example, the Rams play in the West Coast. Okay, they're not in St. Louis anymore. They're in Los Angeles. They're out here in LA. Now, out here in LA, it doesn't snow at all. If you want snow, you got to go up towards Big Bear in the mountains to get snow. But in the city of LA, it's mostly warm. Like even today, it was warm. I think it was like 70 something, almost 80 something. It gets hot. And remember, the Rams in their division, they play in Seattle. Seattle, it rains. It doesn't really snow. You play against the 49ers. Warm weather team, that's the Bay. That's still California. Arizona, hot, a desert. The Las Vegas Raiders, AFC, that's still Nevada. It's still a desert. Okay, they're playing those teams. They're not up there in the mountains towards the East Coast where it snows during the wintertime. It's real cold near the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, they're not playing that. Green Bay is in a clear advantage. The Packers, anybody plays for Green Bay, you're trained to play a snow just like New England is. So, yeah, the Rams did good against Seattle, which surprised me because Russell Wilson got shut down. Let's be honest. This is a Rams team with only one quarterback. The guy that started for Jared Goff, he was out. Now, what Sean McVay did, I would have just started Jared Goff in the beginning. Because that's Jared Goff's team. He's the veteran quarterback. He's been there longer. Like Jared Goff has been there like 4 seasons. This is a man who took your team to a Super Bowl the first go around. But they were trying to keep Jared Goff healthy, but that didn't stop him. He can still play. I think he's playing on a messed up finger. His fingers, I think, either broken or dislocated. But his finger's not 100%. His hand is hurting. He's in a lot of pain, yet he's still bald. So, yeah, Rams definitely got the deepest because Russell Wilson was sacked at least 3 or 4 times. Or more than that. He had nowhere to go. He was like, the thing about Seattle, Green Bay is much better than Seattle. Far better. Remember, this is a Packers team that was in the NFC Championship last year when they battled against the 49ers. And they took San Francisco to the limit. That was a head-up battle. Like I said in my other video, the 49ers is the only team that match up well against the Packers because they're just as deep. These other teams here, man, a lot of these teams, they're not ready for Green Bay. At least, like, as far as, like, the structure of the roster, a lot of these teams are not ready yet. And this is Aaron Rodgers, who most likely is going to be the league MVP of this year. Aaron Rodgers is going to receive his 3rd MVP award. Unless they give it to Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes still got a chance. And because I told y'all before, Patrick Mahomes is the Steph Curry of the league. And again, I'm not saying it because they light-skinned it. But again, he's putting up Steph Curry type numbers. The man's putting up astronomical stats. And Patrick Mahomes has already won a Super Bowl, won an MVP award, and beaten the Madden curse. And able to still come back and function properly. And function well. With his team, man. That dude is doing very good, man. Like, he's literally one of the best. He's the best quarterback the Chiefs have ever had in their franchise. And Joe Montana tech doesn't count because Joe Montana was a 49. He only came there that one season. Yeah, I mean, they had Montana, but Montana is mostly known for being a Niner most of his career. So, yeah, I mean, and yeah, the guy from the 1978, he's good. I'm not taking nothing for him because he did beat the Vikings. But Patrick Mahomes, again, like, this guy is just, like, phenomenal. But yeah, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. This is their year to go all the way. I got a feeling they can do it. Now, next up, we got the battle of the 40-year-olds. And like I said before, this is getting ridiculous, man. Brady and Breeze need to both retire. I knew all these veterans are going to get knocked out. I said this. If y'all were paying attention to my last video, I said it, that these veterans got to go. All of them are going to get knocked out. The fact that Ben Roethlisberger got knocked out by Baker Mayfield, where he was shut down 21-0 in the first half, again, you're done. Because like a younger Ben Roethlisberger, like Benny Roethlisberger, when he was in his mid-early 20s, like in between like 25 and like 28, that game would have been a lot closer. It's like Ben really had no response for that Browns team. They had to go back in the second half because Browns let up, but they were already done. It's like the Steelers didn't lead not once that entire game. I told you, look at Phillip Rivers, right? The refs actually gave Rivers 2 opportunities to try to at least get it within field goal position and tie the game and send it overtime. They did not want Phillip Rivers eliminated like that. Here's an example, right? When the Bills forced that fumble, where the receiver actually got back up, his knee wasn't down. The dude caught it and was able to get back on his 2 feet. He attempted to try to break the tackle and go for forward progress. The Bills defense, the defenders forced a fumble. That was a clear fumble. And they recovered it. So the ref blew a whistle. And they tried to say it was a fumble. The coach challenged it, right? He challenged it on the play. If you paid attention, once he challenged it, the ref still tried to let Drew Brees, I think it was Phillip Rivers, Rivers tried to run a quick play, a quick snap. The refs allowed Phillip Rivers to do a quick snap on the ball despite the red flag being thrown. And then the second time, I believe the receiver was out of bounds. The receiver caught it and he was out of bounds. Yeah, because I think they had got to stop. He was out of bounds. He didn't cross. The second time, like the Chiefs tried to not the Chiefs, but the Bills. Excuse me, man. I'm tired, y'all. Like, it's been a long day. But anyways, yeah, the second time they was trying to challenge the forward progress of him getting out of bounds because he didn't make a full catch. The ball was out of bounds. They still tried to run another play. But it gave Phillip Rivers like opportunities to try to at least tie up with the Bills. Now I give Phillip Rivers credit. The offense was able to get a late minute drive. They was only down by 3 points. But again, man, they gave Phil opportunities. He failed. Phil just could not connect at all. He couldn't, man. And like I said, they overturned that fumble. The referees actually overturned the fumble and said the play stands. Trying to say he was down when he really wasn't. The refs tried to give Phillip Rivers an opportunity. He failed. That's why I keep telling y'all. The game is some teams you can't script it for. You just can't. The game can't be possibly scripted if things like that happen. There are certain players and certain teams, they're not worth rigging at all. And Phillip Rivers is one of those players. Even if you try to rig it for him, he'll still mess it up because he mentally cannot handle the pressure of the playoffs. The Bills defense, again, they're a reason why they're number 2. They got D. And I've been telling everybody for like the last 3 years, the Bills had potential. Now you begin to see that. All they needed was a quarterback. This team continued to work on drafting safeties and corners, and they drafted linemen, and now you see the results of it. And what did Phillip Rivers do? He did get picked off. The Bills intercept Phillip Rivers, and the game was ended. Again, Bills was in control that entire time. Phillip Rivers suffered the same fate as Benny Roth. They didn't lead not once. They had no chance of winning that game. No, Phillip Rivers, to me, he had his chance already. That's it. The coach can either go with Jacoby Brissett, put him back in the starting lineup, or you need to find you another quarterback in free agency or trade him, since you already paid him $30 million. All right? No, there's certain teams that even if you try to rig it, again, the team is going to mess up. Saints is another team. I told y'all, Drew Brees has no excuses. Yeah, you didn't get the pass interference call against the Rams, but the game wasn't even over yet. The defense can't stop nobody. And let me get to this game here. All right, I understand that Brees and Brady are now playing each other for a third time, and they're in the playoffs. But there's no way I see Brees winning this game against Brady, only because Brady's not going to lose to this team 3 times. It's just not. It's not going to happen. For Brady to be 0-3, ending the season off, getting swept by the Saints in the regular season, and then to lose in the playoffs, that don't sit well with me. That's not Tom Brady at all. That's never happened to Brady a day. Let's let the record show. In Brady's entire NFL career, he's never been beaten by the same team 3 times. At least I haven't seen it. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen him. I've seen him lose to a team twice, like the Miami Dolphins, and like when the Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins. But that wasn't even him. He didn't even play. That was Matt Cassell. So I've seen it happen before. The Giants even swept them. That one season they beat them in the Super Bowl. They played them in the regular season. Excuse me, not regular season. They lost. They lost that game, but they still won. They lost 1-1. Sorry, not the Giants, but there was other teams that swept them. Yeah, I think the Giants didn't. The Giants lost in the regular season, but then they beat them in the Super Bowl. But when it comes down to teams like the Bills and the Dolphins, those teams have actually beaten Brady. I think the Dolphins are like the one of the teams that actually swept Brady in the regular season. So it happens before. And again, y'all bear with me, man. I know I'm kind of messing up, but it's like I'm tired. It's been a long day. I haven't been getting that much rest because of my job. I've been very busy. But let me go on. The Saints defense can't stop nobody. I don't see Tom Brady losing to the Saints a third time. I'm going to take Tampa over New Orleans only because, again, like, there's just too much. The Tampa Bay got too much going on for him. I told y'all that, man. Like, Tom Brady's attempting to send his team to a Super Bowl. All right? He's attempting to try to show that he's still relevant, and he wants to beat Aaron Rodgers. That's what he wants to do. He wants to prove that he can beat Aaron Rodgers in his own conference and prove that he still has it. That, yeah, I dominate the AFC, now I'm going to do it again on the NFC. Now, I don't want to see Tampa Bay get into Super Bowls. I think Brees and Brady are both done. But this is getting ridiculous. These are 2 40-something-year-old men that need to retire. They need to be at home with their families. They got no business on the football field. Because this is the second season where Drew Brees has been knocked out, missing like 7 to 8 games. The man, and this is a perfect example, the man came back against Kansas City and still lost with 11 bruised ribs. He came back too soon. Because again, Drew Brees had no answer for Kansas City at all. Like, Patrick Mahomes came into that stadium and just literally stomped him. And this is right after losing to the Eagles. Now, I understand you had Tyson Hill, but there's no excuses. Tyson Hill been there a while now. The problem is they don't give Tyson Hill enough playing time. Tyson Hill should be starting. And you also got Jameis Winston you didn't put in. Jameis Winston should not be a third-string quarterback at all. This is disrespectful to Jameis Winston. This is the problem with New Orleans. They wasting quarterbacks. You had Bridgewater. Bridgewater won you like 9 games straight when he became a starter. You benched him and put Brees back in, and look what happened. Bad luck. I told y'all, man, this team has pretty much been voodooed after Bountygate. Until Brees and Sean Payton leave that team, they're always going to have bad luck. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with Brady on this one. Brady, like, you're going to see Tampa Bay be very aggressive. Because not only do you have Brady, that when the second round, divisional round comes, he shows up. All right, this is psycho time now. You're not getting regular season Brady. Regular season Brady is not the same as playoff Brady. So just because Tom Brady lost and got blown up by the Saints, that don't mean the Saints going to actually win. Because I don't trust the Saints at all in these playoffs. They've had 3 years where they had opportunities to be in the Super Bowl. The Saints should actually be on their 3rd ring by now, trying to win their 3rd Lombardi trophy. They should have at least two Super Bowls in the last 11 years. But no, I got Brady. I'm going to see, I expect to see Brady really come out flying. Yeah, you got Mike Evans. Yeah, Mike Evans didn't have a good game last week against Washington because he struggled against the Washington football team. But Mike Evans is still a factor. Mike Evans is still like a top 10 receiver. You got Rob Gronkowski, who's a veteran tight end. You know, that's Brady's number 1 there. That's his dude. That's his ace. And then you have I believe Leonard Fournette. They got like 3 running backs. You got Shady McCoy and Leonard Fournette. They're veterans. Okay, Shady McCoy already knows what to do. Shady McCoy has beaten this New Orleans. He's faced this New Orleans Saints team before. The Saints beaten him, but he's faced it before. So he has experience against this against Drew Brees. He has experience against Sean Payton's defense. Ronald Jones has also been playing decent. He actually hasn't been that he hasn't been that bad. And then you got Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, you still got to respect him. He's still a very effective receiver. Because Antonio Brown can still do a lot for your team. He has excellent footwork. He can still get open. So yeah, the Sean Payton got his work cut off for him. Because Bruce Arians can get your team to the NFC Championship. He has done it before. And Bruce Arians has beaten Aaron Rodgers before. And he's beaten that Packers when they had Mike McCarthy. The year Fitzgerald, I think he ran for like 60, 70 yards. And they got out the second round. And they wind up playing Cam Newton's team in the year Cam Newton won an MVP award. But yeah, I don't see Bruce Arians. I don't see them losing to the Saints a third time in one season. If it does, that's tragic. If Brady loses to Brees and loses to the Saints team a third time, hang it up. You're done. You shouldn't even come back next season. Because that's embarrassing. And if the Saints lose, then now you know why. Excuse me. You know why they lost. Brees needs to go. They got bad luck. Not to mention they gotta start trading defense. That defense is you gotta basically take apart that defense. Alvin Williams, Marcus Lattimore, certain guys gotta be traded. You gotta let those guys go. Yeah, so I'm gonna take Tampa over New Orleans. Now in the AFC, this is the first time matchup. We got Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes. And those that watch college football, this will be like the third or fourth time they face each other in their entire football careers, because this is old-fashioned. This is basically Texas Tech versus Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes already had their runnings in the Big 12 division. Big 12 SEC. So you have Texas Tech when they was in college. I think Mahomes went to Texas Tech, and Baker Mayfield, of course, comes from Oklahoma. They played each other in college. Now they're in the pros. Finna duke it out. I'm going to take the defending champions on this one. Now, Browns did very good against the Steelers. And again, Mike Tomlin is going to be on the hot seat too. That's another thing. Same way with Sean Payton. If Sean Payton loses, he's going to be on the hot seat. Tomlin needs to be careful. I told y'all that. Mike Tomlin might as well just like retire, or just like he may need to go, because that coach that's just not working no more. Like Mike Tomlin might be, because the Steelers are not going to keep losing playoff series. And this is a Steelers team that's rebuilt. And then they lost to a Browns team for the first time in Steelers franchise history. They have not lost to the Steelers in years. At least since Mike Tomlin has been coaching. From Mike Tomlin to Bill Cowher, the Steelers have never lost to the Browns. And now this happened in over 30-something years. No, there's a problem. There's an issue there. Yeah, Browns did very good against the Steelers. I told you, because Benny Benioff got to go. But now you up against a Kansas City Chiefs team, which they still got a lot going for them. They still got most of the roster from last year. Yeah, I'm gonna take the defending champs on this one. I would leave. Like I told you, man, the Chiefs are my pick. They're not gonna lose to the Browns. And plus, I believe the Browns gonna have a lot tougher. They definitely have potential there. Like I'm saying, it's like Baker Mayfield is tired of the critics. He's finally playing like he's supposed to. He's had enough of people basically bagging on him. He's got sick of the memes. He's now showing you what he can do. You know, I definitely like this Browns team going forward. Next year, they're definitely gonna be stronger. I can see the Browns going in next year as a second seed. Definitely. This team can win 12 or 13 games. Especially next year when they have ODB back. See, they don't have their number 2. Yeah, you got Jarvis Landry balling, but they missing Odell Beckham. If they had Odell Beckham, they'll be definitely a factor. But now I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs. Now this next one gonna be the hardest. This is Buffalo versus Baltimore. Buffalo definitely has the defense to basically limit Lamar Jackson. Again, Bills is number 2 for the first time in years. It's the 90s. You know, there's no there's no joke in that at all. This is a Bills team that's ready. But the problem with Baltimore is that Lamar has not looked that good at all. The team lost. They lost like 5 games. They lost. Yeah, they're 10-6. They lost 6 games. The Ravens have lost to teams they shouldn't have been losing to. Okay, I understand why they lost to the Steelers, because Steelers was hot. But again, you lost like 6 games. And their struggle against defenses such as the Bills. The Bills got a pass rush. They're definitely a lot stronger than Tennessee. I'm gonna take Bills in this. Even though Baltimore still got a chance, I still would like to see Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship. I predicted that last year, but then we see what happened. Like, the Ravens are definitely strong, but part of me in my mind is going Buffalo. Because if Buffalo could beat Baltimore, they're definitely a threat to Kansas City. I'm not going to even lie. No, I think I'm going to go Buffalo. Just from what I've seen. That team was able to control a veteran quarterback that's been there longer than Lamar Jackson. Lamar's good, but again, like I told you, there's things Lamar still has a lot of growing to do. He's not Mahomes at all. And you got to remember this. This is Andy Reid. John Harbaugh is not Andy Reid. Andy Reid been coaching way longer than John Harbaugh. I'm not taking nothing from John Harbaugh. The man is great. He has won a ring before, but remember, Joe Flacco is a different passer than Lamar Jackson is. And the thing about the Bills got a defense that can limit Lamar. All right, that's the thing. The Bills got DBs. They got a nice secondary. I got a feeling this will be Buffalo's year. So I'm going to give Buffalo the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go Buffalo with the upset. Even though, yeah, the Ravens are still strong. Everybody's going for the Ravens. I understand that, but I don't trust Lamar Jackson when it comes to certain defenses. Because this Bills team, they're going to bring the pressure a lot harder than Tennessee. Remember, Bills still got all their pass rushers. Okay? Like, they're loaded. And remember, Josh Allen, the only thing about Josh Allen, he's gonna have to be disciplined. Because Ravens could get down defensively too. I will say that, yeah, Ravens could get down defensively. But I'm gonna go Buffalo. Because Buffalo, the defense win championship, Buffalo just got it. Buffalo has a defense that could pretty much contradict Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson will have a hard time. Like, the Bills could pretty much keep Lamar Jackson from scrambling. Like, if you can keep Lamar Jackson from basically scrambling and moving all over the place, you pretty much got him beat. When Lamar can't run for 8 or 9, he can't get out the hole, he can't find a hole for him to squeeze through, he's done. Because he's not that strong of a passer. Yeah, you beat Tennessee. Remember, all Tennessee really got is Derrick Henry. They didn't really got too much offense, and Ryan Tannehill is still Ryan Tannehill. So remember that, but no, this Bills team is ready. And they have a lot of confidence right now. Like I said, they're a 2 seed for a reason. The problem with Baltimore, they have lost a lot. They lost too many games. Baltimore should be 12-4 like they were last year. This Ravens team should have at least 13 games. The Ravens should be a 2nd seed right now, not Buffalo. But the fact that Buffalo has a higher seed and they have a higher record, and Buffalo is actually beating formidable teams, this is why I'm giving them the advantage. And again, Baltimore has to go to their house. Now, this is Baltimore. This is a cold weather team. That shouldn't affect it. But again, it's like this Bills team. I told you, they got linemen. They could get after the quarterback. And the problem with Lamar Jackson, he don't handle pressure like that at all. He doesn't. But I told you, I knew Baltimore was going to beat Tennessee because John Harbaugh ain't going to lose to that team like he did last year. They had a plan for Tennessee, but this Buffalo Bills team, they're facing them for the first time. Again, I got a feeling that John Harbaugh is going to have the same problem that Mike Tomlin. You never faced this Bills team at all. Then this is the first time in franchise history that Baltimore is facing Buffalo. Like the Browns, this is a Buffalo team that ain't been to the playoffs in years. Very long time. So yeah, I got Buffalo. Only because then this is a team that John Harbaugh's not used to playing against this type of defense. So yeah, so that's it, folks. So I got Buffalo over Baltimore. I got KC over Cleveland. I got Green Bay over LA, and I got the Bucks over the Saints. And let me just get this out the way now before I go. For my loyals, for my subscribers, for people that follow our channel, stop sending me videos of Zachary K. Hubbard. I don't want to see no more ZKH. I'm tired of explaining this to people. I've had to explain to people over the last 4 seasons, stop listening to Hubbard. Hubbard's going to make you lose your money. Gematria numbers don't have nothing to do with the game. I keep telling y'all this. And see, I already figured out his hustle. Right? I already figured out his whole game. ZKH takes advantage of how dumb people are. Because he understands that people want the truth. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But that man bases everything on a conspiracy theory, and that's just like, it's crazy. The man is an arrogant, narcissistic prick. That's what he is. This dude's on drugs, right? This guy takes opioids, weed, meth, all kinds of stuff, right? And then he makes, like, he gets his hustle off of gematria numbers. And I'm going to tell you this also. This guy pretty much bets against the teams he tells you to pick. So when he does his gematria calculator, the teams he makes a prediction, he wants you to bet on his team so he can bet against it. Because he knows he's going to lose. This man has lost too many times. He's not that credible at all. Too many YouTubers have pretty much put Hubbard on blast. And I'm tired of trying to save people out their misery. This is why I put the blame on his subscribers last year. When the Chiefs went all the way and they beat the Niners, and I told y'all why they beat the Niners. Hubbard don't study football at all. He doesn't. He's not credible at all. He bases everything on conspiracy theory. And then he talks about people you got no control of. No, leave that man alone. I'm not talking about this guy no more. How you stop somebody like Hubbard, you don't tune into his channel no more. You ignore him. Leave him alone, period. Don't subscribe to his channel. Don't watch his videos. That's how you get rid of that dude. Because once Hubbard sees that he's losing 20-some thousand subscribers a day, and he's not getting as many views as he normally gets, the man will stop. He's already had like 4 or 5 channels taken down already. That dude is a knucklehead. He's a nutcase. That man lives in a reality that ain't real. He don't live in the everyday. He don't live in the real world. He don't. Because you're not going to stop NBC. Okay, he thinks he's doing something he doesn't. He's got exposed by too many YouTubers. Like, he's the most responded to YouTuber out of everybody that's been on YouTube. I'm done, man. I'm not going to save nobody no more. If you still subscribe to Hubbard, you still listen to him, that's on you. You failed, because this dude will literally get a prediction wrong. He won't apologize. He can just keep changing it and blame it on a script that don't even exist. Again, these teams are running playbooks. They not following no script. You can't control these men like that. This is somebody that don't play sports at all. That's why he tell you injuries are fake. Because he himself had never experienced a broken limb. He's never broken his leg. He's never torn his ACL. He's never pulled a hamstring a day in his life. The man wouldn't last 10, 15 minutes out here on the football field. Especially with gear on, with helmets and shoulder pads. Even I myself would run Hubbard over with my size. Hubbard can't play basketball. He can't swing a baseball bat. Yet this dude basically insulted all of Dodger Nation in one of his videos while saying 42 equals the word nigger. That's why I respond to Hubbard, because them videos with the N-word is extremely disrespectful on all levels. No, that man just wants your views. And he's getting YouTube money. Same thing with, and the reason why he's with Larry Johnson. See, Larry Johnson's fooling around Hubbard because Larry Johnson is a bitter black man. Larry Johnson is pissed off the fact that this Chiefs team is actually winning now. And I said this before. Let me explain Larry Johnson before I go. Larry Johnson is only saying the league is scripted now because his team didn't get to a Super Bowl. And he's jealous of Patrick Mahomes. You see, as good as Trent Green and Priest Holmes and Joe Horn and Tony Gonzalez was, that Chiefs team was never going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They weren't going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. They weren't going to beat the New England Patriots. They weren't even good enough to beat the New York Jets or the San Diego Chargers. The Chiefs was always a first-round exit when Larry Johnson was playing. But Larry Johnson has no excuses. You made plenty of money. See, he wasn't saying the league was scripted when the man was in the league making all that money. The man has a net worth of $20 million. So if you a subscriber that paid in Hubbard's his Patreon, to send Larry Johnson to LSU, you a fool. Larry Johnson probably has 2 or 3 houses in a condo, 4 or 5 cars. The man got a net worth of $20 million. Okay, it's all a scam. I'll tell you, Hubbard's a scam artist with his books that have no meaning. Larry Johnson is mad at the fact that his Chiefs did not get to the Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes finally do. See, you didn't have an Eric Reed back then. You didn't have a Tyreek Hill. There was no Le'Veon Bell. Even before Le'Veon Bell, you had Shady. You didn't have none of those guys on that team. There was no Chris Jones, no Tyrann Mathieu. You didn't have none of those guys. No, this dude is just angry that the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl and his team didn't. He's ringless. So that's why Larry Johnson, because he's trying to get, Larry Johnson wants somebody to feel sorry for him. He's just as stupid as Odell Beckham and Antonio Brown. The only difference between ODB is a smarter cuckoo. He's a smarter knucklehead. Antonio Brown, all of last year in the last 9 months was able to get 3 different franchises to pay him money while he's back into the playoffs playing for the Buccaneers. Yeah, Antonio Brown knew how to finesse it. He's still cuckoo in the head, but he knew how to finesse the system the right way. Right? Antonio Brown, that means Antonio Brown ain't all that dumb. The brother, like I said, the brother is still questionable at times, but again, he's a smarter of the 3 cuckoos. No, Larry Johnson's cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs. Like that man is lost. And this is the same dude who went to jail behind beating women, which Zachary K. Hubbard doesn't know because he don't do research. You talking Larry Johnson who's went to jail behind women twice for domestic abuse. He went to court 2 times. He had to serve jail time for beating his baby mama upside the head. He's a very violent individual off camera. So that's what that's really about. That's the only reason why Hubbard likes Larry Johnson around, so he could continue to validate why he can still continue this stupidityness. No, I'm done with Hubbard, man. Don't give me no more. Don't send me no more videos on Hubbard. I'm not trying to look at it no more. This dude got exposed by everybody. It's been proven this dude is a faker, man. He don't know what he's talking about. His gematria not even real gematria. He made up his own religion. His gematria is his own religion. He made his own religion up. He's made his own gematria, and he's scamming people through pics. Anyways, folks, that's the video, man. Y'all like, subscribe, comment if you feel like. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.